Hello, so today I'm going to be eating an eighth of a watermelon. Um, so I was going to eat a whole watermelon, but I just ate dinner, so I'm feeling pretty full. So I just decided to eat an eighth. Now, this is a pretty special watermelon. I would say out of 10, it's like a 9 to a 9.5. Just very rare to come across. It has a really nice texture, just really firm and no sandy parts, not really any sandy parts to it. It's also very sweet and yeah, very juicy. But yeah, so I'll show you how I eat my watermelon, um, the techniques that I use, uh, yeah, things like that. But yeah, if you want to take a closer look, it's just got a really nice color to it too. Very fine. Yeah, but the first thing you need to do is you need to put on your watermelon eating shirt. So this is mine. Um, Perfectly complements the color of the melon. So once you have that on, then you're going to need yourself a knife. So I just have a normal kitchen knife. And yeah, you just start by cutting into it. I don't like to slice my watermelon in the normal way. What I do is I slice it, but I don't slice through the rind. So you can see here, I'm just going to slice a piece. Oh, well, I messed up, but it's fine. But yeah, you get yourself a nice piece and then you can just eat it. Yeah, it's really good. I like to put my watermelon in the refrigerator before I eat it, just so that it gets nice and cold, which really helps with the flavor, I think, for some reason. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. But yeah, I messed up. Well, here, I'll show it. So you just slice as if you were slicing the slice off, but you don't slice all the way. And instead, you just take your knife, you just cut around it like that. And then you can just take this piece off like that. That way you don't have to deal with the rind and you get to, yeah, just hold the watermelon. You get to eat it whole. You should wash your hands before you do this, which I did. In case your hands are dirty, then it would affect the flavor of the watermelon. But yeah, then you just eat it. Another advantage of this technique is when you slice it with the rind on, you can get like watermelon juice on the side of your mouth because like you're biting into it weird. But here you can like bite into it from the side and you have a nice angle to eat it at. So you don't get the watermelon juice on the side of your mouth. I just feel like it gives you more control over how you eat the watermelon. But yeah, if you really want to taste the melon and just like really test its quality, you just want to go ahead and get yourself a really thin slice. So this like might require some knife skills, but you just go ahead and slice yourself a nice thin slice. right? The thinner, the better. See, look at that. It like flops kind of like a fish, but it is a really nice way. You just take a little bite. You want to get as thin of a piece of, like, it's thinner here at the top than at the bottom because I didn't cut it perfectly evenly, but you want to take the thinner part. Yeah, and doing this just really shows you just how, how much flavor there is. You can also see like the rinds, and you can actually like pick them out if you wanted to. Like this. The rinds usually have the best flavor too. But yeah, when you cut it thinly, it just like, it becomes less overwhelming, so you can have a more finer, I guess, detail into how it tastes. But yeah. I did it with another piece of the same melon, which is why I believe it is at least a 9 out of 10, because it just has really good quality, I believe. But yeah, if you get really good at cutting it thinly, you can do a lot of different things. For example, let me get another thin piece here. See, this one's thinner at the bottom because I cut it badly again. But you can fold it like a paper, right? And you can like turn this slice into like one bite-sized chunk, like that, and then you can eat it. That just allows you to get like the full range of the watermelon, because usually when you take a bite, you like eat one part of it at the top, right? And then another part you eat like maybe the rind. If you cut it and then you fold it, you get to taste like the entire kind of slice of the melon, which is a pretty unique experience, I think, that you should definitely try. But yeah, I'll just keep cutting slices off of it. When I do this, I feel like a sushi chef or something, cutting up a beautiful tuna. I think in a lot of ways, it's very similar to that. You must treat your watermelon with respect in order to garner the most flavor out of it. It truly is a unique fruit. The juiciness is really unmatched by any other fruit. It just like melts in your mouth, turns into water, delicious, like sweet water. See, another technique you can try is cubing the melon. So let me just even out the melon since it was a bit uneven from the cuts before. But yeah, you just make one cut like before, and then you just make like perpendicular cuts like this, and then like this across. So like you make a cross multiple times, like so, and then you do this. You swipe it again to cut all of it off. And there you have a piece of cubed melon. The cubing technique is great for when you want to share your melon, because it just, puts it into bite-sized chunks for everybody to eat. However, if you're just eating it yourself, it's just much easier just to cut a slice off. But yeah. Another perk of this technique of not cutting the rind is that you get to preserve the watermelon juice and drink it at the end. So you can see, actually you can't see, but there is watermelon juice because it's a concave shape, kind of like a bowl. All of it just falls into the center. And then at the end, when you're finished with the whole thing, you can take a nice refreshing sip of that juice. And let me tell you, it's pretty heavenly. But yeah, sometimes if you don't cut it well, you'll get like pieces of the rind. So you can just cut those off. Unless you like to eat the rind. But that's personal preference. But yeah, another technique you can use to eat your watermelon, which I which I sometimes do to indulge myself, is you can just cut like pieces off the top, because the top portion of the watermelon is usually the best. So you can just take that for yourself, and then you can wrap the rest in plastic wrap and just leave it out for your family to eat or something. Let me just show you. Yeah, like this, kind of like you cut like the pyramid off. So the rest of the watermelon's kind of just flat, and then you just get to eat this, and this is usually a really good piece. It's like the ribeye or whatever of the watermelon. It's a great cut, and you just it's just super juicy, super sweet. It's like the heart of the melon. And then after you're done with that, it's a lot easier to just cut slices off. And these are going to be these are the horizontal slices, which are pretty unique. The vertical slices let you get a taste of like the range from the rind down, but the horizontal slices just let you taste each part of the melon individually and very intimately. So you can just eat these. You just cross-section your way down, and you just get a feel for how each level of the watermelon is. Just to really get to know the watermelon that you're eating. But yeah, just keep going down. And ideally you want these to be pretty thin too, but if you go with a thicker slice, you get more of the flavor, I guess. But yeah, here at the end, um, the process I usually take is I start off with some big slices, and I go some thinner slices, and then I fold them, and then I eat the the heart of the watermelon once the watermelon becomes more triangular, because before it's like less of a triangle, but now it's more of like a perfect triangle. And then I start cutting slices off, and then once it gets like a little bit too low, um, yeah, I just start cutting it. I just like start triangulating. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, I just cut like the corners of the triangle off, kind of like this. So you see there, I just cut this piece off right here. How does it fit? I'm not sure, but yeah, there used to be a piece here, but I cut it off. I don't know why, but I think this is the best way to eat it, because the center is very sweet and concentrated, but the outsides are very mellow. They're less sweet, and they're more like, they have more of that watermelon flavor to them. And so when you eat it, it just like kind of cleanses your palate a little bit, you know? So I just like to take these corners off as I go, and it just makes it a really good experience. It also leaves you with a pretty interestingly shaped end part of the melon. You can't really see. Yeah. So you have the last corner there. Once you take that corner off, you're left with like this hexagonal shape. Right. And this piece is actually very underrated, I think. It's right below the heart of the watermelon, but it's like very near the edge. So it has, and it's like near enough to the center. So it has that mellow taste, but it's also very sweet. So if you can just like cut this piece off in its entirety, maybe not its entirety, but a decent chunk of it, like this, you just go in a circle and you cut out this piece. This is actually one of the best pieces of the melon, if you just eat this thing. It has some rind in there, it has some pieces of the center, and yeah, and it's still pretty mellow. Even though I like the heart of the watermelon, I think this is my favorite piece to eat. It also has the best texture. Very, very firm. Like this part is usually the part that's not sandy at all. Although this entire watermelon wasn't sandy. But this is definitely the most firm piece. It just has a great texture, great sweetness. It's really good. Sorry. So now you just have like, you have this back part's pretty clean, but this front part is not very clean. So now you just like have to clean it up, kind of just eat leftovers. This you can usually cut out a pretty flat piece if you're skilled like I am. You can cut out this flat piece very near the rind. This sits right below the piece that I just ate. You can see the indents of the piece I just cut out. This piece is a really good piece too. I think it's a great finishing piece because it has some bits of the rind you can see kind of whitish here. Just makes it really great because it's very soothing or refreshing. Mm. But yeah, now you just clean it up a little more. The pieces that are, or the bits that are left right above the rind. Just have to pull them off. You just get like little chips. And yeah, once you're done with those, you have yourself pretty cleanly eaten watermelon, and you get to enjoy the final piece for eating it off the rind like this, which is the watermelon juice. I can't really show you, but it's there on the bottom of the rind, a nice little pool. So you just take it and you just sip that up. Nice and refreshing. Very delicious. Yeah. That is an eighth of a watermelon. Done. Very nice. Yeah. Thanks for sharing this experience with me. It was very enjoyable for me. I don't know about. Sorry. I can't speak for you, obviously, but yeah. Until next time.